Hello there you guys, welcome to another of my videos. So just going to give you the breaking news on Harry Maguire. So Harry Maguire has recently been arrested in the Greek island of Mykonos. Well, I may have pronounced that wrong, but it is for attacking police. I think also two other men have been arrested. Now, Manchester United have given a statement on this, and they have said that contact has been made with Harry Maguire, but they said he is fully cooperating with the Greek authorities and no further comments will be made at this time. And I think Harry Maguire has just appeared in court in Spyros, which is obviously Greece. Now, I have been talking a lot about Harry Maguire recently. Obviously, this season will be his second season at Manchester United. Obviously, last season was his first season at the football club. And to be honest with you, I thought Harry Maguire had some good games, but he also had some bad games. Now, obviously, we got Harry Maguire in a deal worth £80 million from Leicester last summer. So he is the second most expensive signing at the club, just behind Paul Pogba, and he is the most expensive centre-half in the world. Now, I think we need to take the captain's armband off Harry Maguire. We did give Harry Maguire the captaincy, reflecting on Ashley Young's departure back in January, but I think we need to give the captaincy either to Bruno Fernandes or Paul Pogba, because they're the ones that show fantastic leadership in the team. Now, Harry Maguire, I think he has scored 3 goals for Manchester United. He scored in our 6-0 win against Tranmere in the Cup. He also scored in our 2-0 away win against Chelsea in the Premier League back in February. And he also scored in our 2-1 win against Norwich in the FA Cup quarter-final. So I just wanted to give you the breaking news on that. Some Man United fans, said, we should consider selling Harry Maguire. But I don't think, obviously, that's going to happen. Now, I want to give you some breaking news on Gabriel Magalhaes from Lille. Now, reportedly, Manchester United, PSG, Manchester City and Napoli are all attempting to hijack Arsenal's move for Gabriel Magalhaes. And Damasio, who's a very reliable Italian journalist, he has said that Man United have held negotiations with his representatives. Now, it does say that Gabriel Magalhaes has completed his medical with Arsenal and he has agreed a 5-year contract. Reportedly is available for around £22 million, but it does mention we are planning to put a late bid in for the player. Now, Gabriel Magalhaes is predominantly a centre-half, and obviously Manchester United are in search for the centre-half, despite the fact that we have got 7 centre-halves in the team. And obviously, Phil Jones, Rojos, Smallings, Bays and Lindelof's futures are all uncertain at the football club. But I think he'd go well alongside Harry Maguire, would Magalhaes, if he did come to Manchester United. Now, he has been at Lille quite a few years. I think he's played around 54 appearances. I think he's played around 54 games for Lille since his arrival. He has got a contract with Lille until 2023. Lille paid just £1.5 million for him from Avia. He also had loan spells with Troyes and Dynamo Zagreb. And I think he's only the age of 22, or is he 23? But I still think there's a good chance he'll go to Arsenal. Obviously, Arsenal recently signed Willian on A3. So that's the news on Gabriel Magalhaes, but there has been quite a few centre-halves on our agenda. Now, I just want to give you some breaking news on Douglas Costa from Juventus. Now, according to 20 Sport, they have said that Juventus have revealed their asking price for Douglas Costa, and reportedly he's available for just £18 million, so he is a cheap solution. He did recently say that we've put around the £27 million bid in for Douglas Costa. I think Solskjaer has assured that if Douglas Costa signs for Man United in this summer transfer window, he will get into the first team and he'll obviously get his opportunities. Now, we're seeing Douglas Costa as an alternative to Sancho. We are looking at a lot of alternatives now to Sancho. We have inquired about Douglas Costa's availability before. He hasn't played in the Premier League as yet. Douglas Costa has endured a few years with Juventus. I think he has made 101 appearances for them in all competitions. And he has got a contract with Juventus until 2022. Juventus did pay around €40 million for him, which equates to around 36 million in pounds sterling, with bonuses included. Because at one point he was on loan with Juventus. In his first season with Juventus, he won the domestic double. Obviously, by Munich, he won quite a few trophies, enjoyed around 3 years with Munich. Before he was at Munich, he was at Shakhtar Donetsk. He enjoyed a good 5 years with Shakhtar Donetsk. And he won the domestic treble with Shakhtar Donetsk. And before he was at Shakhtar Donetsk, he was at Gramero. But Douglas Costa is predominantly a right winger. His crossings are very, very good. His runs on off the ball are very, very good as well. My only element of concern about Douglas Costa is that, he is injury prone. Very injury prone. I think he was out for the vast majority of last season with this ankle injury. So that is the breaking news on him. Just want to give you a bit of breaking news on Jadon Sancho now. So I was just recently reading the Daily Express, and they have said that Manchester United and Jadon Sancho have reached an agreement on the Old Trafford contract, but no fee has yet come to an agreement. Now, obviously, Joe Glazer recently blocked Jadon Sancho's move to Manchester United because he said, that we are not willing to meet Borussia Dortmund's asking price. Now, obviously, it did say a few days ago that Jadon Sancho has been given the green light by Borussia Dortmund to leave. So if Sancho wants to leave, Dortmund will not stop him. But there's still a chance that Jadon Sancho could come to Manchester United. As you all know, he is our number one priority target. But throughout the course of this Jadon Sancho transfer saga, it has been Borussia Dortmund's asking price that has been the stumbling block. Because Dortmund have said several times that they want over £100 million for the player. Don't forget, Dortmund had set their deadline and, they said we had until the 10th of August to sign him. Jadon Sancho's convinced his teammates he will be staying in Germany this year. So that's a bit of news on Sancho. But I think Manchester United, we've got to start making signings in this summer transfer window. The summer transfer window has now been open for almost 4 weeks. And, like I've said to you before, these teams around us that are recruiting, obviously, Chelsea, they've made some very, very good signings so far. Obviously, they signed Hakim Ziyech back in February for around 37 million. They got Werner from RB Leipzig for around £48 million. So they spent over 80 million on them 2 players. They're looking to get Ben Chilwell in. They're also looking to get Kai Havertz in. Also, too, Manchester City, they've done very, very good recruitment so far. They recently signed Ferran Torres and Nathan Ake. Tottenham have just recently signed Holberg, and I think they recently got Joe Hart. Arsenal, they recently got Willian on a 3. Liverpool, they recently signed Tsitsipas from Olympiacos for around £13 million. So teams are recruiting around us. And I think our transfer budget got revealed at the end of last season, and it said, we have got around £140 million to spend. But in this summer transfer window, Solskjaer knows that he's got the backing of Ed Woodward, and he's also got the backing of the Glazers. But there has been so many players on our agenda. But at the end of last season, Solskjaer outlined his transfer plans. He instructed our board to go and get his preferred targets. And he said he wants Manchester United to make at least 3 signings in this summer transfer window. And I think Ed Woodward has said he wants Man United to make around 3 or 4 signings in this summer transfer window because Solskjaer is looking to overhaul the squad. He did say at the start of his managerial tenure, Solskjaer, that he wanted to make around 9 signings. He agreed this with Mike Phelan, and so far Solskjaer's made 4 permanent signings at the football club, and he's spent just over £200 million. But this summer transfer window, Solskjaer's 4th transfer window as Manchester United manager. But, these big decisions to be made in this summer transfer window of obviously, what players we're going to recommend in and what players we are going to get rid of. Now, I've got a good idea of the players that we are going to get rid of in this summer transfer window. Obviously, I think we're looking to get rid of Jesse Lingard. We're also looking to get rid of Andres Pereira. We're also looking to get rid of Smalling, Rojo and Jones. We're also looking to get rid of Diego Dalot. Possibly Eric Bay. He's another one that could go. Sergio Romero, now he's open to leaving Manchester United. But we sell players in this summer transfer window, our transfer budget will increase. Obviously, I think the goalkeeping decision has been made, because Solskjaer did recently say that he wants to see David De Gea as He wants David De Gea to remain our number 1 for this season. He wants to give him at least another season. David De Gea has been our number 1 goalkeeper for several years. De Gea has been a long servant at the football club. Obviously, he has endured 9 years with Manchester United. He is approaching his 10th year at the football club. We did get David De Gea from Atletico Madrid back in 2011 for just over £18 million. But we won't sell him in this summer transfer window. But if we did, I think we'd probably get around £60 million for him. When he was the best in the world, De Gea, I think we'd have probably got around £100 million for him. But like I've said to you before, De Gea's endured 7 good years out of the 9 years he's been at Man United, because in the last couple of years he has been a liability, reflecting on the calamitous mistakes he has made. He's made 405 appearances for us in all competitions. 300 odd of those appearances have come in the Premier League. But Solskjaer said that De Gea has been the best goalkeeper in the world for the last 9 or 10 years, because he has won everything domestically at the football club, and he has won individual awards reflecting on his good run of performances over the years. But when De Gea does leave Manchester United, I think he will go back to Spain. Obviously, last September, De Gea signed a 4-year deal with the club worth $375,000 a week. So he's the highest paid goalkeeper in the world, and he's the highest paid at the football club. But I think, Solskjaer needs to put Dean Henderson as number 1 for this season. But Solskjaer did recently say he don't think Dean Henderson is ready to become Man United's number 1 this season. But I think, he's reliable to be our number 1, because obviously now Dean Henderson has got that experience behind him. He's just endured 2 successful loans with Sheffield United. Got to make an admission, he was Sheffield United's player of the season. But Solskjaer said he's looking to loan Dean Henderson out again this season. Won't be going back to Sheffield United, because Sheffield United have just got Aaron Ramsdale from Bournemouth for around £18.5 million. The positive news regarding Dean Henderson is that he is close to signing a 4-year contract with Man United worth £100,000 a week. So that will make him one of the highest paid goalkeepers in the world. But Solskjaer was saying prior to our game against Copenhagen in the Europa League quarter-final, he was saying that, he was facing a goalkeeping dilemma, and he said, it would be difficult for us to keep De Gea, Romero and Henderson all at the football club for this season. I think for this season as well that Luke Shaw will remain our first choice left back, because obviously Luke Shaw is more experienced than Brandon Williams. Luke Shaw's endured 6 years at the football club. We got him from Southampton back in 2014 for £30 million. He is out with an ankle injury at the moment, but he's going to be back for the new season. But my only concern about Shaw is that he's injury prone. Williams still enjoyed a very good season last season though, because last season was his first full season in the senior squad. Like I've said to you, we've also got to get Paul Pogba a new long-term contract at the football club to end the uncertainty over his future because, like I've said before, Pogba has had a long-running transfer saga. Now, obviously, I didn't really have a perception on Paul Pogba for the vast majority of last season because obviously he was out with that ankle injury. Pogba sustained quite a few injuries as a Manchester United player, but I thought towards the end of last season, Paul Pogba made a fantastic impact. I thought he did well in some of our Europa League games. But a few weeks before the season finished, it said that Pogba was close to signing a 5-year contract with Man United. And Fabrizio Romano came out and said that Pogba wants to stay at Man United. He said he's happy at Man United, and it said we will enter negotiations with his agent Mini Raiola over getting him a new long-term contract. As it stands at the moment, Pogba's just got under a year left on his Man United contract, but the club do have an option to extend it for a further year. As it stands at the moment, Pogba's our most expensive signing because we did pay 8 to 9 million for him. He recently celebrated his 4-year anniversary at the football club. But I think his combination with Bruno Fernandes has been fantastic. Really, really has. But around this time last year, Paul Pogba said he wanted to leave Manchester United because he was seeking for a new challenge. And he didn't only say he wanted to leave, he publicly admitted that he wanted to leave, but he was relentlessly linked with a move to Real Madrid. There was talks about him going back to Juventus, PSG, Barcelona and Inter Milan were in for him before. So far, Pogba's won 2 trophies at the football club, and that was the Europa League and the League Cup in his first season. He obviously endured a difficult time under the Jose Mourinho era, but all our top players endured a difficult time under the Mourinho era. We had Pogba when he was a lot younger under the Alex Ferguson era, but obviously, due to limited appearances, Paul Pogba had to leave on a 3 transfer. So there's big decisions to be made. To be fair, we have extended a lot of players' contracts since Solskjaer came in, but we have still got around 7 or 8 players' contracts that are due to expire next year. The most recent players to sign new contracts were Williams. He signed a 4-year deal. Matic, he signed a 3-year deal. And in the second game after lockdown, McTominay signed a 5-year deal with the football club. But this season is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's second full season as Manchester United manager. Obviously, I think he's been at the football club now for a good 19 or 19 and a half months, is it? I think analysing Solskjaer's first season, which was last season, I thought he did very, very well. He did exceed most expectations. Obviously, got us qualification for the Champions League. And I did say, didn't I, how important Champions League was for our players, attracting players and for the financial structure. We also progressed to 3 semi-finals. We got to the Europa League semi-final. We also got to the FA Cup semi-final. And we got to the EFL Cup semi-final. But like Solskjaer said, semi-finals are not good enough. And we also finished 3rd, which I thought was a fantastic achievement. But this season is the big test for Solskjaer because he knows this season that he's going to have bigger expectations to exceed. I think our expectations this season will be to challenge for the Premier League title. And I think the other expectation will be to win some silverware because we haven't won out in terms of silverware for over 3 years. And this is the first time this has happened in 31 years. But like I said, I was very, very disappointed that we didn't win the Europa League because obviously if we'd have won the Europa League, it would have been our first trophy under Solskjaer. It'd have been our first trophy in over 3 years and it would have been our second Europa League because we've already won one Europa League because we won it back in 2017 under the Jose Mourinho era. We beat Ajax in the final by 2-0. But I did say to you, didn't I, Solskjaer does deserve another season because it is a transition period and it has been a transition period for a while. Don't forget as well, Solskjaer is inheriting a £700 million team. Disregard, who he's brought in because obviously Solskjaer's inheriting players either from the Jose Mourinho era, still a few players either from the Van Gaal era, and there's still Matter here from the David Moyes era. Still a few players here from the Alex Ferguson era, but the vast majority of this team is Jose Mourinho's. Like I've said to you, we haven't dominated English football since the Alex Ferguson era. Obviously, you know, Ferguson endured 26, 27 years at Man United. Obviously, had over 20 odd years of success, did Ferguson, because Ferguson didn't win out in his first 4 years at the football club. So he didn't settle in straight away. But I just think it's going to be hard for any manager at Manchester United or any manager in general to replicate Ferguson's legacy or to last as long. It'd be hard for them to last as long as Alex Ferguson did. But since his retirement, we have been playing catch up, because in the last 7 years, we've had different managers with different philosophies. You know, we spent a good £900 million on players. And we've recruited a good 32, 33 players in since Ferguson left. There's also been a lot of problems with the club's ownership, the Glazers and Ed Woodward, for the last, 7 years. So there has been a hell of a lot of problems at the football club. There really, really has. But obviously, 3 managers have been sacked since the Ferguson era. Obviously, that was David Moyes, got sacked after 8 or 9 months. Louis van Gaal got sacked after 2 years. We did win the FA Cup under Van Gaal. And Mourinho got sacked after 2.5 years. Despite winning the Europa League and the League Cup in his first season at Manchester United. So Solskjaer's our 4th permanent manager since the Ferguson era. But like I've said to I have seen improvements under Solskjaer. Our recruitment's really, really improved under him, because we have been criticised for several years, reflecting how poor our recruitment policy's been. Also, too, last season, I think Solskjaer promoted the youth very, very well. He has also got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he got recommended into Manchester United. I think his approach to a lot of the big games last season were good. We have seen an upturn in form since January, because we haven't lost in the league since January. The last team that beat us was Burnley in the league, and that was the first time Burnley beaten us at Old Trafford in 58 years. But we are unbeaten in our last 14 league games. Don't forget as well, went on a 19-game unbeaten run in all competitions until Chelsea beating us in the FA Cup semi-final. Fitness levels have also improved. But there's still improvements needed. Like I said, Solskjaer's decision-making has got to improve. Really, really has. I think there's aspects of our game that have definitely got to improve. There's still certain players that have got to step up to the plate. So these still improvements needed at Man United. There's still deficiencies in the squad that do need to be addressed. But this season, we do want to be up there competing with the likes of Manchester City and Liverpool. We really, really do. But we have not won the Premier League since 2013. So we haven't won it now for 7 years. But we are the most successful team in Premier League history, because we have won 20 titles and 13 of them are Premier Leagues. In the entirety of our history so far, we have won 45 trophies. But like I said, 38 of them trophies came under Alex Ferguson. But Solskjaer's just still got, is it just under 2 years left on his current contract? He'll definitely see out his contract at the club. So there'll be another video coming up very, very soon, guys. Drop me comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.